Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I see Carol. Remember Romper Room? I see Carol. I see Xander.
Hey, Laura.
Hi, you got to be that age to know what Romper Room was. Okay, I'm thinking we're gonna wait till a few more people get in. Hi, April. I see Kim coming in. I see Keith, just like Romper Room. Jenny, Tanisio, hello, everyone. Amina, Robert, Ty Collins. Hello, everyone. We're gonna let a few more people to come in and then we'll get started.
I'm going to change this real quick. Forgive me while the screen goes away. I'm bringing it right back. Okay.
Uh-oh, let me turn this phone off. Okay, well, hello, everyone. I think we better get started. We have a very short amount of time. So let's get started. Hello, Mr. Chaik. Rob. Okay, welcome to the Market 166 Owners Meeting. Today, we're going to introduce our board. We're going to talk about our status. We're going to have a call to action. We're going to talk a little bit about the ownership drive, the site search committee, and next steps, meetings, and elections. And then we're going to give you a chance to talk and share your comments and questions at the end of the meeting. I knew this. Well, I am Lori Green and I'm the board chair. I've been the board chair since October, and that's me down at the bottom with my lovely plants in my backyard. And currently we have a vacancy for vice chair, and we have Mary. Mary, can you wave?
Hi.
There's Mary, and Mary has been with us since the beginning. I came after Mary. And then we have Jenna. Jenna was the former board chair, and I owe it all to you, Jenna. Thank you so much, Jenna and Mary. I'm telling you, wonderful, wonderful. So she's the interim treasurer. And then we have Miss Mandisha Thomas. Mandisha. And then we have two new board members, Amber Suet George. Did I say that right?
No, George, just do it.
Okay. I don't know how that got on there.
That's
Amber,
my fault.
about yourself. And then we have Abby Tannenbaum, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself as well.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Really great to get to meet some of the owners this evening. I'm a native Atlantan, live in Southwest Atlanta, where I grew up and still living, and have been working in the food space for about 10 years now and work at Georgia Organics as the director of programs. Happy to be here.
Thank you and welcome, welcome, Amber.
Hey
And
y'all. Hey y'all, my name is Abby. I moved to Atlanta about 4 years ago and then joined the wonderful East Point community, moved here back in November. The reason I moved to Atlanta was to work for Common Market Southeast, which is in East Point, and a lot of you probably are familiar with it. So I've been in the food space since I moved here a few years ago. And then as of the fall, I left Common Market and am now a regional organizer with Indivisible, which is a progressive grassroots organization. So really looking forward to bringing some community organizing experience and experience in the local food space here to my position on the board, and just excited to work with y'all.
thank you so much, Abby. And we're so happy to have you as well, you and Amber. Thank you. And we have new members. Not sure, I think we're close to we're a little over the 36 mark of new members. And I just want to welcome you, welcome. I see some familiar names, and we're just so glappy. We're so happy to have you. Mandisha?
Yes, what happened last year? Well, as you know, we're doing a continuous ownership drive. We average a little less than 100 owners every year, which has been really good about this quarter is that we've had 20 plus new owners just in the first quarter of 2021 during the pandemic at that. We have applied for a couple of grant applications, the American Heart Association, which was the Bernard J. Tyson Impact Fund. We were requesting $300,000 in that application, as well as the Healthy Food Financing Initiative Fund, HFFI, where we requested $200,000. Unfortunately, we were not successful in either one of those grant opportunities, and we are awaiting feedback from the American Heart Association just to see where we may have went wrong, any areas that we need to beef up so that we can move forward with other grant opportunities. And I would like to give a special shout out to owner Tenicio, who actually helped with the American Heart Association, if not helped, but did the majority of the work. And so thank you so much. And we really appreciate owners that come in and pitch into their own co-op. And so this is a part of it, even though the physical building is not here just yet, but we got some exciting news we'll go over with you later. Also, we did the Georgia State University Robinson College of Business PACE team, where they conducted a feasibility analysis and developed a business plan for Market 166. Awesome set of students. We were really able to gain some information and data that we'll be able to use to move forward with Market 166. And then we've also been working with Kim Starks with Blue Scorpion Reputation Management. She had an agricultural series, and we were able to participate in that. Lori Green and our former Vice Chair Keisha were able to participate, as well as I, talking about agriculture, how it affects our communities and how we're using it within Market 166. And it was also a marketing tool that we were able to use just to push out Market 166 and gain new owners for this movement. And so it was just helping to improve urban food security. And we did that in January of 2021. And I think I did it in August of 2020.
Okay, so wanted to talk a little bit about our journey. We're new, and we're new to the food area. And we are so happy to have Amber and Abby with us to provide all the expertise. But meanwhile, we've been attending webinars, we've had mentors, and numerous consultations from these organizations, the Food Co-op Initiative, the Federation of Southern Cooperatives, Culminate, I don't know if I said that right, East Point Farmers Market, I consider them like the mother, and Georgia Cooperative Development Center. And so we left the websites of these organizations because if you are helping us and you're getting involved in Market 166 and moving us to the next level, they have a wealth of knowledge, videos, and just articles and information and webinars that you can participate in to get a better understanding of how to get this co-op to the next level. We've been using pretty much Food Co-op Initiative, FCI for a lot of our documents. And so I really encourage you to go visit their websites, as well as the Federation of Southern Cooperatives, to get more information about, how to start a co-op and, the different steps in developing the co-op. Also, of course, the Georgia Cooperative Development Center. We've done some trainings with them as well, and Culminate. So we really appreciate all the support. Again, Tanisio, we really appreciate all that you've done in helping us, and of course, the mayor in just getting things together. There's a lot more organizations we probably didn't even mention that have been there and been so supportive of us getting to the next level. So we really appreciate you. So that is our journey so far, and it's been a high learning curve. Our guidance. This is the general picture of our project management, and it's called a PERT chart. I learned this in the webinar, and right now I just kind of wanted to go over the details, but it goes from the beginning of this organization all the way to opening day. I thought it was a great visual to kind of show where we are in this journey, and I'm going to talk a little bit about each of these stages in detail. So you have a better understanding of where we are and also what help and support we need in getting us to the next level. So stage one, pretty much the last couple of years, we've been in stage one. Vision, mission, we incorporated getting our bylaws, and we revised bylaws and stuff as, as needed. And just, we call them owners, but they call them membership, but same thing, just membership, because at the magic number of 300, that gets us closer to getting a site search. So we're at 219, we're right there. And this is one of the reasons why we're having this meeting, because we want you to know where we are as far as our status and also what we need. So if you noticed in this stage two part, the performer, the market study, the organizational development, but first and foremost, we need a site search. And so we'll be talking about that in detail later. So let's look at stage three. Okay, oh, I'm sorry, 2B, my bad. So 2B, the financing. We've already been working on a variety of different grants, and we're going to be working on other grants. So the finance is a critical piece, a business plan, those types of things, and just having the money available and tapping our resources. Also the site, and we'll talk about site search in detail later, but the site is important, the design, the test fit, the request for quotes and equipment and refrigerator, and also more importantly, staff. We need staff to kind of make this thing happen. So that's the 2B stage. This is the stage once we find our site. These are the things that need to happen in order for us to get closer to opening day. 3A. So 3A, again, your capital campaign, lenders, grants. Of course, that's an ongoing effort. But also, once those things start to be secure, then we're looking at the site, the design, the equipment. They talk about point of sales, requests for proposals and contracts, and the design, engineering, fixtures, all those types of things. And more importantly, our general manager, because that's the person that's going to really be instrumental in getting our store staffed and our personnel policies, and we'll talk about that next. And then 3B, and I just clumped 3B and 3C together. You know, we're really going to be making things happen. We're talking about construction, and even if we have a building, we still have to build out in that space. The permits, the bidding, those types of things, the decor, the signage, and then the products, looking at vendors and ordering and shelf space, all those things are critical. Also, the department managers, the personnel, we talked about the general manager be involved in that staffing piece and training and stuff like that. So that gives you a general picture, a visual of where we are and where we need to go. And so that kind of takes us through a general overview of where we are. And now it's like they do in church, it's the call to action. We need you. We need the fundraising experts, the financial experts, the legal experts, carpenters, grant writers, whatever skills you have, even if it's just a hobby. You don't have to be technically certified in these areas, but you have a passion for these particular areas. We need you. Small amount, big amount, it doesn't matter. We need you. So right now we want Abby, and Abby's going to come forward and she's going to talk a little bit about owner engagement and other opportunities that you can get involved.
Thank you. That was a really exciting overview. So again, thank you all for being here. Very grateful to be a part of this effort alongside all of you. As Lori mentioned, we're getting pretty close to the 300 owner number, which is really encouraging. And so I think, like I mentioned in my introduction, I'm excited to use some of my organizing experience, hopefully, and community engagement experience to help us have a little bit more of a boots on the ground presence and pushing us towards that magic 300 number, and really getting out there in the community as we approach that really critical point in this process. So I think, as a lot of you know, East Point Farmers Market has welcomed us to be there and be present as a way to reach some neighbors in our community. There's a bunch of other ways that we can be more boots on the ground in the community. We can do door-to-door canvassing, have more concerted efforts for owners to recruit other owners, be aware of and present at community events as those maybe start happening again in the warmer weather, and with larger vaccine rollout, continued social media efforts. There's a bunch of different ways that that we can really bring this ownership drive over that magic number. So I will be helping to take charge and lead some of those efforts. So looking forward to working with any of y'all who are wanting to be a bit more involved in owner engagement. Another really exciting opportunity, as at least me as an owner, I'm excited to hear about the site selection process and what the opportunities look like there. So I will turn it over to, I think it's back over to Lori to talk about the site situation. Oh, and before that, this is just sort of a quick chart of owner signups per month in recent history, so you all can sort of see how we've been tracking. And with that, I will turn it over to, I believe it's Lori, to talk about the site search committee, which is another way that you all can get involved.
Yes, thank you, Abby. And I'm so excited because we know without our owners, this would not be possible. So we're very excited to have you kind of spearhead some of the ownership drives as we move forward. And this is a critical time for Market 166. So the site search committee, this is a critical committee, all boots on the ground. We know that there is no point, I say ain't no point like East Point. I'm so excited. Please sign up for the poll on the site search committee so you can be a part of making this happen. This is just an exciting time for us. So what I'd like to do now is just share with you the Buggy Works site. That's the first opportunity that we want to look at. And I was just so excited to visit this site in December, and going to share with you what I saw, and you can make your comments later.
Let me know. I think you should be seeing YouTube loading, but let me know if not. All good? Okay.
So this is the Buggy Works site. I didn't have any music or anything fancy behind it, but Buggy Works and Wagon Works. This is the walkway as you see the bridge going over to the other side of East Point, looking at the entrance to be right there, one of the entrances. And then we have another entrance on this side of Market 166, plenty of parking and a wonderful back patio, which we can possibly turn into a food court. Okay, and then this is just different pictures, the side door. They even have a ramp that goes down to the bottom. Now remember, this is where I believe they stored the buggies before they put them on the thing to ship them out. Here's another possible food court. This is just the back of the building, showing what it looks like. And then on the other side of the bushes is the ramp. Like I said, possible. And then this is a picture inside. And, you know, the windows go to the patio. We talked about the food court, the front door. And then all that is just empty areas where we can have offices space or whatever. And then this is across the street. It's only a few offices that will be there because Morehouse is leaving, but this is also an option. This is like a little bodega that we had talked about where we can have prepared foods, have shelves on both sides, kind of like a grab and go. Maybe we want to start small and have something like this and then work to get, you know, into the big space. This is another potential site that we can have that's right behind it. So we have a lot of potentials over here. We're so excited. So other possibilities still in that area, maybe they're not ready to sell, but this might be a nice potential store or even some type of drive-through shop or whatever. So we're just not a standalone area, you know, that we have other things, other stores and other things to support us. We also have some other spots in East Point that might be a potential. We have to investigate that as well, but really want to look at the Buggy Works site to kind of see what it has. And I'm just totally excited. And as you can see, I hope you're as excited as I am. And this is the part of the committee that will have to investigate all the details to make sure that this is a perfect fit for us and everything will be successful. So we're going to let Jenna talk a little bit about what criteria do we use in selecting a site?
Yeah, thank you, Lori. So we have got, you may remember if you were already an owner back last summer when we sent out a middle of 2020, like semi-annual update to everyone, or we talked about it a little bit at our annual owners meeting back in the fall, our preliminary market study. And this was done with an expert from Colluminate, who we mentioned before. They're one of the big advisors of co-ops that are starting in the US. And this is Debbie, her beautiful face on our slide, who did our study. And so this is kind of the first step and a more general look at our area and figuring out what might work here. And then the next step, once we've decided on one specific site, or we think we've decided on one specific site, would be for her to actually come to East Point and look at that particular site, analyze that for, you know, in way more detail. But the original analysis she did just gave us some general criteria. And so we had her look at an area, basically what you see on the map. So this is Main Street going down the center. And we looked at a little bit of space that's over the Atlanta city line to the north. Of course, you get into College Park at the south end of the map here. I'm not sure if this touches on Hapeville or not. I think it probably does. And then a lot of East Point. And so we thought, you know, just on our understanding, that was a good area to analyze, you know, a lot of traffic and, you know, things like that. And so the criteria that she gave us after doing an analysis of demographics in the area, comparing it to their database of over 20 years of co-ops starting in the US, and looking at other groceries and shops in the area, is that we should look for a spot that's about 7,000 square feet total. And so once you take out the offices and the checkout counter and things like that, that's about 4,000 to 4,500 square feet of sales area. She wanted us to have room to grow because that's the smallest size that you can actually have a full line of grocery. And she said, you know, better to start small and, you know, not kind of get in over your heads with costs, but you do want that opportunity to grow because people are hungry for this. She also advised it's really critical to have good visibility of the store from a roadway, that we would need adequate parking capacity. And so I'm not good at ratios, but I think you can basically tell that's like 41 for 4,000 square feet. That's how they determine the number of square feet determines the amount of parking that you have. And so she said for our starting size, that's how many parking spots we should have. And then also that things like how you get in and out of the parking lot and how easy that is actually really, really important, because people don't want to mess around with like, oh, I can't turn left out of here, or, you know, some sort of stupid problem like that. So she gave us all of this criteria, and what we are really going to need help with, and what Lori's going to talk more about, is analyzing the various opportunities that are coming up and seeing if they seem to meet this criteria, if, you know, how that all lines up for us.
Okay, so what's next? What's next is to take the poll. Do you want to participate in the owner? And I know when you first got on, they did ask you those same questions, but we're saying it again. Do you want to participate in the ownership drive, which is a variety of things? It's not only face-to-face, but it's virtual stuff. Or do you want to sign up for the site search committee, or both if you have the time? But this is where we are now. For the site search committee, we want to make sure we'll be sending out a doodle poll so that we can start the first meeting and talk about the criteria and some other little things. We didn't go into details about Buggy Works, but it's a lot of good stuff as we dig deeper. But I want the committee to get involved, and they'll find out how that's a sweet deal. Also, the ownership drive. We want to not only physically get out there and participate and get owners involved, but we also want to support the East Point Farmers Market. They are like our mothers, and we want to make sure that we support them. They're always going to be a part. We're always going to be a part of them. Let me say that. And so we want not only you to come out there and support the East Point Farmers Market, but also we were going to have a table and set up a table so that you could talk to people that come to the market about becoming owners with Market 166 Grocery and Kitchen. Coming up, we will be having our annual owners meeting. That'll be in September, and we do have some board elections. So I encourage you to get involved. A lot of times people say, "Oh, I want to be a board member," and it sounds good. It's a lot of work. And so getting involved in some of these committees will kind of give you an idea of what's involved with being a board member. So we encourage you to get involved. That's really all I have, right now. It is 7:30, and we were really giving all 30 minutes, or at least a good 20 minutes, just to hear from our owners and what things they have to say, comments, questions, or what have you. So I'm going to pass this over to Mary, and she's going to talk a little bit about the rules of engagement for our open forum.